I, for the first time, saw you don't say this, you say this. Be careful about this. But, we don't say Oriental, we say Asian. We say this is what we're.
So he's saying that he was introduced for the first time to the euphemism treadmill. The euphemism treadmills existed since time immemorial, since the very beginning. There are words that have been deprecated over the years. And as a matter of fact, that's how scholars today can date Greek writings to within 50 years, from all the way back to 3,000 years ago. They can date Greek writings all the way back then. Let me just give you an example. Okay, 1970 was 50 years ago, right? Let me give you some 1970s insults, okay? Eat my shorts. Hug a root. F*** you. That was apparently one of the insults in the 70s, so that one stands today. Go take a long walk off a short pier. Sit on it. Up your nose with a rubber hose. Your mother. I'm not even joking. These are real. These are real insults from the 70s. That is how, like, if you saw one of these as a scholar 500 years in the future, you saw one of these insults in a writing in the year 2600 or something, you would know it was from between the years 1950 and 1990, right? You could date it to within that range, because it becomes offensive at a certain point to say certain things, or it just gets like deprecated, like people just stop using it. Saying go take a long walk off a short pier is really offensive to some people. Or saying, or calling people Negro, Negro. That was a common way of referring to the black community for a long time. No longer. You don't call people that. That's offensive. Then you called them colored people. You don't do that now. It's people of color. And things change over time. It's worked that way since the very beginning. Here are some insults from the 1920s. Munswatcher, Chattermag, Gongoozler, Bearcat, Slackumtrance, Fustalugs, Zounderkite. These things were offensive to people, so they stopped using them. And then people just forgot what they were, and now they're no longer offensive, and people just don't even care about them anymore. The euphemism treadmill. The point is that the euphemism treadmill has existed forever. We always, since the beginning, have always come up with new words to insult people or to whatever, and then we've changed those words to something else, and because they were too offensive. And there's always been this guy right here complaining about the fact that those words are changing. I still want to call people colored people. I still want to call them Negroes. I still want to do this or that. Everyone is getting all woke. They're all changing, and I want to stay the same. There have been people like this since the beginning, since the 1300s. I have quotes back to the 1300s. Of people complaining about being too sensitive and about dressing like prostitutes. I'm not even joking. So this guy's saying that he discovered the euphemism treadmill. Yeah, welcome to the club. By the way, guys, anybody listening to this right now, when you get older, if you haven't already, you're going to discover the euphemism treadmill. Don't be Eric Metaxas, okay? When the time comes that the word idiot or loser or moron is deprecated and people prefer not to use it, just stop using it. It's not a big deal. We have new insults. Use the new one. Call people ridiculous instead. In 20 years, ridiculous is going to be ridiculous and offensive, and you won't be able to use that one. Just go along with it, okay? That's how the world works. Anyway, I guess he's saying he discovered the euphemism treadmill. That's the point. Great.
Supposed to believe that we're all of that kind of stuff, and I kind of thought, oh, well, to get along, I guess I have to, yes. but it was there in strength in the 80s already. And of course, it filtered its way down into the culture. And here
right
we are.
from Yale and right from the English department, as a matter of fact. Right.
That's quite right. Quite right.
Yeah,
it's unpleasant to talk about, so let's avoid it.
Give me a break, man. The euphemism treadmill has existed since the beginning. Since we've had language, people have become offended at certain words and changed them. 20 years later, they're offended at the changes, and they change them again.